My dear brothers and sisters, remember this: Allah's mercy doesn't always arrive wrapped in comfort. Sometimes it arrives wrapped in separation, silence, and slow healing. Sometimes He breaks your heart to rebuild your soul. Sometimes He pauses your life to protect your afterlife. And sometimes He removes you from what you love because He heard conversations you didn't, saw actions you couldn't, and knew harms you were blind to. What feels like isolation is often divine preservation. When Allah places you in a season of solitude, it's not because you are unworthy of love or company. It's because your heart is being prepared for a higher purpose. He is cleansing you privately so He can elevate you publicly. He is teaching you dependence on Him so you never depend on anyone else more than you depend on your Creator. The pain you feel today is not pointless. Every tear, every moment of silence, every night you spend questioning your path, it is all witnessed, recorded, and honored by the one who never abandons a sincere heart. Allah is closer to you in your solitude than people ever were in your crowd. And when Allah decides that your heart has healed, when your soul has strengthened, and when your faith has matured, He will return you to the world different from how you left it. You will walk back, not as the same person who broke, but as someone refined by hardship, enlightened by silence, and strengthened by divine love. So, if you are in that season right now, that quiet, lonely, confusing season, don't panic. You are not being left behind. You are being prepared. You are not being punished. You are being purified. You are not alone. You are being held by the most merciful. And one day, you will thank Allah for every moment you spent in solitude, because that silence you fear today will become the peace you rely on tomorrow. And that loneliness you feel now will become the reason you finally discovered Allah, so trust the process. Trust the silence, trust the separation, trust the slow healing, and above all, trust Allah, because He is the caretaker of hearts and the healer of souls. May Allah grant us peace in our solitude, strength in our trials, clarity in our confusion, and a heart that finds complete contentment in His remembrance. I mean, that silence was not loneliness. It was Allah shaping the heart of the greatest man to ever walk this earth. If the Prophet ﷺ needed silence to prepare for revelation, then why do we fear the silence Allah places us in? Why do we run from the stillness that was once the training ground of prophets? Silence is not empty. Silence is where Allah fills you. My beloved brothers and sisters, when Allah takes you into a season of quiet, it's not because your life has stopped, it's because your soul has started. Allah removes the noise so you can finally hear what your heart has been begging you to listen to. You begin to reflect, repent, rethink, and reconnect. You start seeing your flaws instead of blaming others. You start recognizing the blessings you ignored. You start feeling the weight of your own distance from Allah, and that realization is the beginning of real healing. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Blessed is the one who controls his tongue and keeps his home peaceful. Silence is not weakness. It is worship, it is wisdom, it is the doorway to sincerity." And sometimes Allah silences your life completely because He wants to give you a message that can only be heard in stillness. A message of guidance, a message of redirection, a message of love, because yes, Allah shows His love not only through giving, but through removing. Many people ask, why would Allah take something from me if He loves me? But they forget, a surgeon removes what is harmful, not because he hates the patient, but because he wants them to survive. Allah removes because He wants you to rise. So when you find yourself in a phase of unwanted quiet, when your phone barely rings, when the people you loved become distant, when your plans fall apart, when life slows down, don't assume it's punishment. Sometimes the silence before dawn feels like death to the night, but it's actually the birth of light. And your stillness is the dawn of your new beginning. My dear brothers and sisters, embrace this solitude. Don't rush it, don't fear it, don't fight it, because in that silence, Allah is rebuilding you, He is restoring your heart. He is rewriting your chapter, and He is preparing you for blessings that noise would have blinded you from. So take a breathy sit with yourself, sit with Allah, and remember, You are never alone. Your silence is heard. Your tears are counted. Your patience is seen. Your healing is coming. The Quran promises indeed with hardship comes ease, not after hardship with it. Meaning your ease is already on the way, already written, already wrapped in the wisdom of Allah's timing. So trust Him, trust the silence, trust the separation, trust the healing. Because when Allah removes you from the crowd, it is only to return you stronger, wiser, purer, and closer to Him than ever before. And that, my beloved brothers and sisters, is not isolation, it is elevation. Reflection turns ordinary moments into spiritual lessons. It awakens the heart to truths that busyness blinds us to. And this is why Allah teaches us through stillness. Because when the world becomes loud, the soul becomes deaf. But in silence, the heart begins to hear again. It hears its own intentions, it hears its weaknesses, it hears the whispers of guidance it once ignored. And most importantly, it hears Allah. My beloved brothers and sisters, silence is not the enemy of your life. It is the doorway to understanding it. When Allah places you in a season of quiet, He is not punishing you. He is preparing you to see what you were too distracted to notice, preparing you to feel what your heart was too crowded to experience, preparing you to receive what you were too noisy to hold. Allah does not speak to a heart full of chaos. He speaks to the one that has emptied itself of everything but Him. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ cherished silence. Because silence purifies vision. It cleans the heart the way rain cleans the earth softly, quietly, beautifully. The Prophet ﷺ once told his companions, the strong believer is not the one who overpowers others, but the one who controls himself when angry. How do you control your anger? How do you tame your ego? How do you soften your heart? Through silence. Through reflection, through turning inward before you speak outward. When you embrace silence, you begin to understand your own soul. You begin to see the flaws that people could never point out. You begin to recognize the blessings you stepped over for years. And you begin to feel Allah's presence in ways noise never allowed. Some of the deepest healing you will ever experience will come from moments. Nobody sees moments when it is just you, your breath, your tears, and your Lord. My dear brothers and sisters, silence is not an absence. It is a presence of clarity, sincerity, and closeness to Allah. And the one who tastes that closeness no longer runs after crowds. They no longer fear loneliness. They no longer seek validation from people. Because once your heart is rested in the remembrance of Allah, nothing else feels like home. So if Allah has placed you in a quieter chapter of your life, don't rush out of it. Don't panic, don't assume something is wrong. Sometimes silence is not a pause. It is a path toward stronger iman, a path toward deeper wisdom, a path toward becoming the version of you that Allah always intended. The world celebrates loudness, but Allah elevates the quiet heart. The world praises voices, but Allah praises sincerity, and the world rewards noise, but Allah rewards stillness. So, embrace the silence Allah gives you, because in that silence your character is growing, your patience is strengthening, your faith is expanding, and your heart is being rebuilt. And when Allah finally brings you out of that silence, you won't be the same person who entered it. You'll be wiser, calmer, softer, closer to Allah than ever before. That is not weakness, that is not isolation, that is spiritual elevation. And that, my beloved brothers and sisters, is the kind of peace the Prophet ﷺ lived, and the kind of peace Allah is inviting you into.